good evening, race fans, and welcome to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Warhorse DirtCar Series Super Late Models. Been a while since we have had the big cars on as a regular show. The Warhorse guys got an 8-week season now through December. End up just before Christmas. 8 races on their schedule, and they have got a bunch of cars checked in here. Roughly 36 drivers checked in for this one tonight. Good show. I took a look at their Facebook page and saw some of their power rankings, and we should see some pretty good stuff. A lot of these guys pretty tight there in those rankings. You're new to the Dirt Racing Network, please, if you're on Facebook, like, share, and follow. Drop by our page. If you're over on YouTube and Twitch, hit the subscribe button. You will know each and every time we go live. As things cool off and real racing seasons ends, we pick up. We will be Sunday through Thursday. Each and every night, more than one show at some points as we move along through the season. These drivers getting ready to do qualifying, and when they start qualifying, that usually means that we head for our invocation and national anthem, and we will do that now.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, qualifying complete. Heat race number 1 about to grid out for us here at the end of pit road. Get right to our racing action. Brandon Freeberg. Get our Sebers Racing Media starting lineup. The Rocket Esports Diggs Rocket Esports number 71 from Metamora, Illinois. Brandon Freeberg on the pole, and on his outside in the 8 car will be Austin Hunter. Your second row on the inside, Desmond Busby, the 7, and the 000 on the outside of the second row, the Rightco butt kicker machine out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, of Hunter Parsons. Third row inside, the Ken Skins 3D Racing number 29 of Scott Dobbs from Stuart, Florida. And on his outside, starting in the 6th position, the 89 car of Darren Friedman. Your fourth and final row for heat race number 1 Ryan Brown, the 00 on the inside, and not making the call as of yet. We're still waiting on the 113 to Paul Hollander. As you can see there, he is, flashes into the screen. Black machine sitting back there. We'll let these guys get rolled out. Just waiting on that 171 to make the roll. Top 4, so half this field going to transfer directly to our feature tonight. Consolation races, whittle it all down, transfer a handful out of that B main, fill up our A main. Guys, be sure to say hi in chat. Hello, Mr. King, Tiny Dancer.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag into the air. These guys getting started right away. Wasted no time, no extra pace laps. Down the backstretch into 3 and 4 for the first time. Brandon Freeberg leading the pack. Austin Hunter, Desmond Busby, your top 3. And then Hunter Parson with a little bit of a breakaway from the top 4. Paul Hollander from way at the back all the way up to 5th. And Scott Dobbs a good distance back. Ryan Brown and Darren Friedman, about 3/4 of a lap behind, but the battle heating up at the front. These top 3 nose to tail right here. It doesn't look like when they're sliding through the corner. But a good run for that 7 machine of Busby out of 2, and he pulls alongside in 3 and 4. Can he get the spot on the front stretch? Almost contact. He didn't have it that time. He may have it. He gets that same drive out of 2. These two side by side and not letting Freeberg get an inch away from him. Right now, second place being held on 2 out of 4. It's still Hunter by a nose. Through turn 2, down the backstretch, still Freeberg, then Hunter, then Busby, then Parson. And it was almost 3 wide in the middle of turns 3 and 4. We are halfway home, heat race number 1. The battle is for the lead. Hunter, the 8 car, got inside of the 171 of Freeberg. He's going to put a challenge up left front, up on the curb. Just a little too much momentum still out of the 171, and he has the lead for the time being. Busby now working the high side, trying to find the momentum out of 2. He pulls alongside as Freeberg takes the lead cleanly away. Back to 2 wide between Busby and Hunter. Parsons is going to make a race out of this next lap or so. He's starting to close in on these guys. That 0 machine right there, closing the gap. Could be a 4-car race when we get to 2 to go here. A little tight on the entry there for Hunter. He is going to fall in line. 1, 2, 3 nose to tail, 4th place. Hunter Parsons rolling in on your top 3 right now. Time running out quickly. Big bump into the fence on the outside in the backstretch for this 8 car of Austin Hunter. White flag. One more time around. Can Freeberg hang on for 2 more corners, just about half a lap? Busby put it in deep in 3, not enough. It looks like Freeberg's going to win heat number 1. Then it'll be Busby, Hunter, and Parsons. We'll see Hollander, Dobbs, Brown, and Friedman all in a consolation race shortly, but kicking off things here on DRN for the Warhorse DirtCar Series. Brandon Freeberg. That's a trivia question for down the road. Who won the very first heat race with Warhorse on the Dirt Racing Network? We will get ready to run through the starting lineup down here for heat number 2. Receivers Racing Media starting lineup for heat 2 looks like this. On the pole, the 225 of Colton Willett. On his outside, the 6 of Devin Nelson. Row 2 inside, Brandon Holtmeyer, the 30 car, the 53 of Scott Smith lines up to his outside. Row 3, Dustin Holmes inside, that's the 59 car, and the 33 of Randy Reeser will line up in position number 6. And your final row for heat 2, the pay-to-win setups for Link Motorsports, and that's got to be the best picture of that guy I've ever seen. It's 21 car, Garrett Boyd on his outside, James Gilpin in the 16. I mean, that is an unbelievable likeness of Mr. Boyd. I've seen him in person, and I have to say that that is absolutely 100% what he looks like. No doubt about it. All right, green right here. Out of 4.
Green flag, green flag.
2 underway. Willett straight to the front. He got a great jump. Pole sitter always gets to fire first. Nelson fell in behind. A side-by-side battle for a split second there with Holtmeyer and Smith. And now Smith trying to run an inside outline there on Reeser, and Reeser not going to let that happen. May have a technical issue. We'll try to keep the stream up, and I'll see if I can fix it all. But right now, I think I've got a technical issue. I am going to, I'm going to see if this fixes it while we're doing this. Still Willett and Nelson, Holtmeyer and Reeser, 1 through 4. Reeser had a jam on the brakes. He almost got into the back of Nelson right there. That opens the door and brings Smith right back into the fray. The 53 car down on the inside, trying to work the bottom. Willett running away from these guys. Nelson second. Holtmeyer fell into third there. That's a 30 car. Then Reeser in the battle, still keeping it in fourth. He's got the final transfer spot. Smith, Boyd, Holmes, and Gilpin in behind that. So everybody getting a little more single file out now. Boyd in the 21 trying to look to the inside of Smith. That's for fifth. Run out of laps if he wants to gather one of those transfer spots in. Looks like Holtmeyer had a problem. Got down in 1 and 2, up alongside Nelson, and had to really check the car up. Gets it all back in 3 and 4, but not able to overtake the spot. Gets the car into the corner well, just not getting it out with any kind of consistency, it doesn't look like. And that middle line looks like it's got all the momentum because Reeser is closing the gap with 2 to go. Now Holtmeyer's got to move up. Smith still battling with Boyd. Well, not anymore. Boyd fell back right there out of 2. Colton Willett's going to take the white flag in heat number 2. Nothing has changed in your top 4. It's unlikely to unless we get a slider down here in 3 and 4. And it looks like we're going to get one. 30 car goes for it. He didn't get there. Not going to happen. Willett's going to win it. Holtmeyer tried to get second. He didn't get there. Nelson hung on. Holtmeyer was third. Reeser was fourth. Everyone else, alphabet soup for you. Good Lord, really? All right, let's run through. Seabirds Racing Media starting lineup on the pole. The 11 of Kyle Moore for heat race number 3 with Lyndon Whitful on his outside. The digs by D1RT Rocket Esports number 13 of Travis St. Clair from Nashport, Ohio will start inside row number 2. And Hunter Heck in the 85 will start on his outside. Jason Korn in the 82 inside row 3. Tyler Reed on his outside. That's the 58 car. And your back row, Corey Sibley, the 999, and the Scooter Black in the 15. And Black did not make the call, so I don't think we're going to see him in this heat. These guys are going to get ready to roll out. Has been so far there, Tiny Dancer. Been looking pretty good. Well, Mr. Sibley's got a long ways to go there, Jim. He is P7 when they drop the green, 10 laps. He's got to get it inside the top 4 unless he's got a spoon and a bowl and he can eat some alphabet soup tonight. Green flag right out here. Third heat coming at you. Moyer jumps out to the lead side by side behind that. Whitful now able to get away. It says 32 on the ticker, but he's the 21 machine right there, the 13 of St. Clair. And then Hunter Heck is back here in the 85. Oh, up under the back of the 11 and just, that's not good. 11 car just went for a ride off the nose of that 21 machine. No caution. We're going to stay green. Whitful, St. Clair, Heck, Tyler Reed now, the 58 machine. The 4th car in line. Those 4 cars sitting in transfer spots right now. 3 of 10 in the book, 7 to go. Big gaps in behind. Moyer is taking it to the infield already. Sibley back here in 5th, and he's got some distance to make up. Moyer, Korn, both in the infield. So we'll get back here on the top 4 and get on board with Hunter Heck. If we can. There we go. St. Clair taking the lead away for a split second. He had it at the line. It's right in front of Hunter Heck. These two side by side. More contact. Another car around. Everybody getting into everybody here. I don't know why that did that. Hunter Heck getting it going. St. Clair and Whitful out in front. Tyler Reed got away from that mess. I think he got up underneath Heck because Heck slowed for those guys and he was tucked right in there. Might have damaged his car. Sibley now going to roll around and take over the 3rd spot. Reed going to hang on to 4th. Heck is in the infield. His car heavily damaged. He did really take a beating right there. We're going to come around to 2 to go, and I bet we're not done seeing contact yet. These two racing way too tight. And they have already had contact once. 21 cars been into it a couple of times, so we'll see if we can get around to the white flag. St. Clair holding the middle. He keeps the lead, stretches out a couple of car lengths right here through 1 and 2 now. They're to try to get the run off the bottom. Looks like the 13 car working pretty good coming out of the bottom of 2. Slider line in 3 and 4 takes it right to the middle, parks the car. He'll pick up the win in heat 3, and they'll have Whitful, Sibley, and Reed going through with him. So 3 down. 2 to go in heat race action. So we head down here. The Sievers Racing Media starting lineup for heat 4. The 357 of Cody Seaver on the pole, with Trevor Fitz in the 28 on his outside. 17 car, that's the Superior Builders Beware Racing machine out of Iola, Kansas, of Buddy Ware on the inside of row 2, with Dustin Lander in the 5 on his outside. Brian Wax, the 14 car, inside of row number 3, with Joey Reeder on his outside. And making up the final row on the inside, Calvin Herring in the 08 machine. Car blinking off the front row as we get ready to go green. That's the 357 of Sieber.
Green, green,
He
green.
jumps on the gas, heat 4. Oh boy, I saw cars headed for the fence right off the drop right there. Reader and Wax both. We're getting in there. We're going to go back to the front. Sieber's got the lead, then Fitz. Dustin Ladner and Buddy Ware sitting in a transfer spot right now. Regular viewers of the Dirt Racing Network, you see the 17 car on Mondays and Wednesdays quite a bit. Over with the DSRL boys. Ware trying to hang on to fourth. Ladner now trying to work the inside on Fitz. Sieber holding the lead, and he is pushing the cushion right up there. Trying to make the track just a little bit wider. Keeps that right rear, moving the marbles up the hill. Hanging on to go back and see Calvin Herring in fifth back here. Joey Reeder and Brian Wax. These two got into it right out of the drop of the green flag, and they got a lot of work. They are going to get back up here and challenge. They're going to have to hope for something crazy to happen inside this top 4. Otherwise, they are going to be in the con season just a little bit. Sieber hanging on to it. Got about 5 car lengths, about 4/10 of a second right now. Fitz, Ladner, and Ware in transfer spots halfway home. Number 4 in heat race action. We got 1 to go after this. Leader checking out. He's over half a second now. Second, third, and fourth, all nose to tail. Nobody really trying to do anything. I think these boys might be content to sit here and just accept the transfer spot, guarantee they're locked into our feature instead of taking a chance of getting knocked out. Seeing a little bit of crazy in the last heat. Good action all around right now. As trying to move the cushion higher and higher, widen the track. It'll open up lanes of racing when we get to our feature tonight. If they can move it up a little bit closer to the wall. Let that bottom come back in with a white flag in the air for the 357 of Sieber. Checkered flag, heat 4 is done. Siebert, Fitz, Ladner, and Ware transferred through. We'll get ready to line up our 5th and final. Siebert Racing Media starting lineup for the final heat race of the evening. On the pole, the 01 of Eric Keller. On his outside, Justin Norwood in the 4 car. Your second row inside, Camden Johnston, the 22. And on the outside, Kyler Bruce in the 31. James Klassen starting the 37 car inside row number 3 with Kyler Surratt in the 18 on his outside. And your final row, going to be Tyson Pankow, the 91 machine.
All right, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
Guys looking like maybe they didn't get rolled out quick enough. Got the 91 car just rolling out. Everybody else kind of was up there. The 29 of James Clausen still on pit row. There he goes. Got the car fired. He'll roll out. These guys will not go green this time. They will pace around. Clausen will have a chance to catch back up and get into his spot. watch for him to get around here. All right, going to make him line up on the back. Actually, he must be having some more problems because he just dropped off on the apron back there. So we are waiting. Keller on the throttle. Green flag in the air. Final heat race of the evening underway. Keller got the right rear a little out of shape there. That allowed the 4 car of Norwood to get a good run. He closed up for just a second, but down the backstretch, a fantastic run by the 1 car. He gives it all up in 3 and 4 again. Norwood, Johnston, and Kyler Bruce, your top 4, but Bruce has got company. Inside, trying to work the outside, take over third so we can take the pressure off. That 91 machine of Pankow up here. He is vying for one of the top 4 spots. I got the 22 of Camden Johnson pinned on the bottom right now, and the momentum is all in the middle and the top. That time way wide for the 91. That may seal his fate. Yeah, it looks like it might. It looks like Johnston in that 22 going to settle into 4th. Slider there as Surratt went after Pankow and couldn't make it work. That was for 5th and 6th, but Keller, 1/4 of a second over Norwood, then Kyler Bruce and Camden Johnson holding your top 4 spots right now. Taking a look at Camden Johnson, went up on the berm, didn't have enough, had to check the car down to stay out of the left-hand door of the 31 car of Kyler Bruce, and he is going to stay in 4th right now. Pankow closing the gap. He may make something out of this with 4 to go here. We'll go back and look at the front. That is all Keller. He is starting to get away from Norwood. Norwood way wide in 1 and 2. Norwood really trying to use the marbles to find some grip. That's not going to work out for him. Johnston and Bruce going at it right here. That time Johnston with the slider. Bruce crossover move, then down the inside, up the backstretch, and into 3 and 4. He'll go to the slider line. Hanging on to 3rd is the 31 machine. 2 to go that time. Another slider from the 22 car, and this is an easy move for the 31. Just cut it to the bottom. He's going to get good drive. And he is going to completely clear that 31 machine going into turn 3. Where they be coming out of turn 4. Once again, side by side. Best action on the track right there, and the white flag is in the air. That time, 22 car checked it up. Wasn't sure if he was going to get there. We're going to keep our eyes on him. Keller will win it. Norwood will come home 2nd. But a 3-way battle for the final 2 transfer spots right here, and out of 4. Bruce hangs on, and so does Johnson. But Pankow made a race out of it. So these guys will get ready for what I believe to be our B main. Has everybody moved through? We will take what we need from here. Paul Hollander is going to start on the pole with Scott Smith on his outside. Then Hunter Helk and Calvin Herring in row 2. Tyson Pankow, you just watched him in heat 5. He'll start inside row 3 with Scott Dobbs on his outside. Garrett Boyd, the face of racing, right there. Going to start inside row 4. Jason Korn will be on his outside. Your 5th row, Brian Wax and Kyle Surratt. Ryan Brown and Dustin Holmes in row 6. Row 7, Scooter Black and Joey Reeder. And then James Klassen and Darren Friedman in row A. And your final row, James Gilpin will be on the inside of that row. Guys are going to roll out here, get lined up, get ready to go. B main, I'm not sure if the guys are going to have a minute or two of warm-up, but I am going to make a couple of technical adjustments while they figure that part out. When we come back from that break, hopefully everything will be working smoothly, because right now I am shooting this from the hip to keep the cameras working and everything else. Must be an update that I was not aware of for my overlay system, and I will find out when we get done. We won't have these problems anymore. Guys getting lined up 2 by 2, getting ready to go green out of turn number 4. B main time. If you're in, you're in. If you're not, well, better luck next week. That's what they always tell you. Hunter Heck, Scott Black, James Klassen not making the call, so 14 cars going to be in this one. I think we're taking the top 4 out of this. Green flag in the air. Hollander, 113 machine, right to it. Pankow tried to jump on second. He might have it. Down the back. 53 car of Smith got out of shape. He is going to fall back to 4th. Garrett Boyd slid into a transfer spot here. And a little bit of a blink as we move to the wrong car for that. Here's Hollander, then Pankow. Boyd in the 3rd. Scott Smith in the 4th spot right now. Pretty good gap. Well over a 1/10 of a second, close to 2/10 of a second back. It's Calvin Herring in the 08 machine back here. Herring not even in the 5th. This is not working. Try this again. We're going to have to restart them right now. This doesn't seem to want to work at all, and I will get this fixed, I promise. Hollander is out in front. Pankow had settled into second. This is a good side-by-side battle here. Pankow was second, Boyd 3rd, and Smith is 4th. Ryan Brown and then Jason Korn. Jason Korn in the 6th spot. That's what was messing me up. Cars were passing each other, and this thing wasn't updating. So Pankow and Boyd starting to go at each other. Boyd had a good run on the outside. Now going to make the crossover, and Boyd's going to try to make a run for second here in the B main. Getting to the halfway point this time by. And Boyd brings the 21 car up to position number 2. Pankow in the 3rd. Smith still 4th. Smith about to get hounded by Brown. Trying to close the gap. Good run out of 2. This is for 4th right here. 4th and 5th. Smith has got it. Brown wants it. Still Hollander, Boyd, and Pankow up front. That's 1, 2, 3. 6 laps to go. That muted slider line from the 53, but the 00 went out wide, came inside out of 2. He's going to slide in 3 and 4. Brings it up the hill, puts the rear end right in front of the nose of the 53. New 4th place car, the 00. Oh, tight slider there. Back from Smith. He wasn't able to hang on to it. Brown right back around him. Coming down close. 4 to go this time. Up and across. And Brown really cut him a break right there. Could have kept it in the door and turned him around. Cost him a lot of momentum. As Smith got the slider in 3 and 4 and got clear. Hollander still up in front. Boyd and Pankow still going at it. 2nd and 3rd. Boyd off the top side. Good run out of 2. Coming down to 2 to go this time. Top three with about 1.67 seconds over fourth. Pretty good breakaway as we're down to 2 to go, and Boyd took a peek to the inside of Hollander. That might have slowed him up enough with Pankow going wide in 1, comes low in 2. He's got second away. Going to be a 2 for 1 in 1 lap. Not going to happen, and Boyd's going to get a good run again. He's going to take second back at the white flag. Pankow with a big cut up high. Now Boyd takes the car low out of 2. Down into 3 and 4. Does he run the slider? Does he keep it on the bottom? He locks it in down low. Hollander wins it. Boyd second. Pankow third. Scott Smith fourth. And Ryan Brown in fifth. I don't know if these guys are going to take a moment to run through anything in their warm-up, but we have got an issue that we're going to fix real quick while they're doing what they do. Won't take us but just a moment here. Short warm-up session. And we are about to come back. Make sure everything seems to be working. Allowed me to get back into the sim and allowed me to make a couple of adjustments, so I think everything's working. A lot of cars getting a little bit of damage there. As you see, Seaver's getting some. St. Clair didn't get any here. Big thank you from the Warhorse guys to Max Droop Sim Sports presenting tonight's event. You can see the scroller there on the right-hand side of the slideshow. Got all the wonderful sponsors for the group in it. Seaver Racing Media. Guys trying to widen the track out a little bit. A little more racing room, a little bit different grip patterns out there. Guys going to have to search for a few things. Appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Thank you for checking things out tonight. If you're over on Facebook, be sure you drop by the page, like, share, and follow. If you're over on YouTube and Twitch, hit the subscribe button. Multiple weekly shows. $50 laps, the distance for our feature tonight. Old face of racing right there, old Buddy Ware. Some aerodynamics fixed on the right rear of that 21 machine. All right, feature time. Our Seabird Racing Media starting a lineup. Number the 171 of Brandon Freeberg on the pole, Colton Willett on his outside. Travis St. Clair inside row 2 with Cody Seaver on his outside. And then Eric Keller inside row number 3 with Desmond Busby on the outside of that row. Fourth row, Devin Nelson inside, Lyndon Whitfull on the outside. Trevor Fitz inside row 5 with Justin Ord on his outside. Your 6th row, Austin Hunter inside. Brandon Holtmeyer on the outside of that row. Row 7, Corey Sibley. 999 Machine on the inside. The 5 of it, Dustin Ladner on the outside. Kyler Bruce will start inside row number 8 with Hunter Parsons starting on the outside of that row. Randy Jester and Tyler Reed making up the inside and out in row 9. Row 10, Buddy Ware on the inside. Camden Johnson outside. And your back row, Paul Hollander and Garrett Boyd out of the B main, and the face of racing right there, Buddy Ware. That is creepy, but accurate, I have to say. So a couple of pace laps here. They'll get everybody rolled off of pit road, get them formed up, bring them by the grandstands. Don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. Talk to our top 3 at the end of tonight's event. Get them around, get them to park the cars on the front stretch for us. Lights off on your pace truck. Freeberg and Willett on the front row. First night here on the Dirt Racing Network. Warhorse Dirt Car Series Super Late Models presented by Sieber Racing Media and Max Droop Sim Sports. Now the pace truck in, and Freeberg was on the throttle. He is going to enjoy a pretty healthy lead into 1 and 2. It is side by side and a little bit crazy behind him. St. Clair moved up to 2nd. Willett is 3rd, side by side with Sieber and Keller. Guys, 2 wide, 3-4 deep back here. Now 3 wide out of 2. 7 car of Busby got a little contact across the nose of Sieber right there. He goes to the middle, moves it high. 4 wide for a split second. That is never going to work. And Sieber,
all right, man.
I think Sieber's car is part of this deal right here. Jockeying down the backstretch into 3 and 4 on the replay. They're going to be almost 4 wide right here. Just too much contact. Sieber actually right front damage just a little bit. 2 or 3 cars behind that. I saw the 31 car of Kyler Bruce get into this. I think Ware and those guys all got slowed down. Maybe a little rear end damage off a couple of those guys. So seeing what our top 10 looks like here. Freeberg, St. Clair, Keller, Busby, Nelson. Sieber not there anymore. Willett, Whitfall, Fitz, and Norwood. I think we had a pretty good shakeup. It locked it in when the yellow fell. Freeberg, St. Clair, Keller, Busby, Nelson. Sieber is back up there. They gave him his spot back. I think Willett is up there as well. The guys are lining them up 2 by 2. We're ready to go back to green. Still 47 laps to go. Green flag back in the air.
Green flag, green flag.
Right to the living room right there they go. Freeberg. Stand in front of this one. St. Clair, Busby, Keller, and Nelson, your top 5. A little bit of a madhouse behind that. Sieber's still in there. Fitz is in there. Hunter Parson back here, the 000 on the top side right there. And then Justin Norwood, that 4 car down on the inside. So starting to get them too wide. It's like Buddy Ware took the 17 car to the infield. So did Cody Willett in the 25. So Dustin Ladner, maybe Buddy Ware didn't. Ware was just blinky and his car might be damaged. Looks like he's missing some sheet metal parts off that car. Side by side for the lead, up to the front. There goes St. Clair with the slider. Can Freeburg get back around? I don't think so this time. New leader, Travis St. Clair, the 13 car, out in front. Freeburg back to second, and Busby already right up under the back end of that with his nose. He's looking to move around. Devin Nelson, the 6 car on the inside back here. He's got company on the high side. That's Eric Keller, the 1 car. Trevor Fitz, the 28, so a group of 3 at the front. The next 3 in line. I think the next 3 is starting with Hunter Parsons, then Norwood. It might be just 2 as Austin Hunter, fell back just a touch. The 8 car. We saw a big move right there. That was Parsons, went from the top to the bottom. Now goes from the bottom to the top. Couldn't get it there. Fitz had the spot covered. St. Clair hanging on to the lead, and now a battle for second. Busby on the inside of Freeburg wasn't able to get it that lap. Busby not giving up on the bottom, and Freeburg working right through the slider line. Goes in the middle, takes it up to the top. Drives it off kind of upper center of the corner. Picked up a couple car lines that time. Didn't close in on St. Clair. Great battle here. Second and third. Busby. Nelson is still in 4th, and Fitz is trying to get at him here, but the next 6 cars all kind of in a wad. Nelson, Fitz, Parson, Keller, and Hunter. And Austin Hunter, the 8 car around the top side, picks up a spot, takes it away from Keller. He had a good run down the backstretch, just had a roadblock in front of him with both Parsons and Norwood side by side. Might make it 3 wide here, thinks better of it, goes back to the top shelf. Parsons with a great run around the top side. I'm sorry, excuse me, that's Norwood in the 4 car, and he got a great run. He went around Parsons and then ran up beside Fitz. He may take a spot away from Fitz. He's going to take 6th away. Hunter Parsons moving forward. Starting to be a big gap at the front. St. Clair was 0.3 of a second, lost a lot of ground that time on the entry to 3. Closed it back down to about 1.5 tenths. They're coming up on the lap car of Buddy Ware. Now opens it back up. That 13 car very good through 1 and 2. He loses a lot right here. Did the last lap, does in the middle right there. Gets up on the cushion. Car gets a little out of kilter. He loses a lot of ground to that 7 car. Slider from St. Clair. Round the lap car. Ware trying to hold the 17 on the top shelf. Making the leaders work to his inside, but he's keeping the car in 1 line. Busby gets around the lap car. Now Freeburg's trying to work around. Freeburg will clear in 1 and 2, and Busby caught a little bit of fence there in the middle and let Freeburg catch right back up. That opened the gap to almost 0.6 to your leader. Devin Nelson still in 4th. Norwood closing in on him in 5th. Then Parsons, Hunter, Fitz, Keller, and Kyler Bruce, the 31 car. Involved in the early incident. It has gone green for the last 17 laps. There's a big move around the lap car. Contact. Ware kept it up high, and Parsons just got into the door. No harm, no foul. Everybody's going to keep them going forward. 3 or 4 wide back here. Ware. They're keeping it going. I don't know what happened back there. Hunter was 3 or 4 wide. He went all the way up to the fence, and I think Ware might have got a piece of him. I don't think it was intentional. I think Ware was trying to keep that 17 car on one line, let those guys work around him. I think all the other guys went 3 or 4 wide, and there might have been a little contact. We're nearing halfway. 0.8 of a second to lead for your leader, Travis St. Clair, over Desmond Busby. Brandon Freeberg still running third. Devin Nelson now getting a challenge. Slider from Norwood. Did Norwood keep it? Yes, he did. New fourth place car, Justin Norwood, coming forward. Move it, Nelson back to fifth, and Parsons now starting to close in for the fifth spot. Cars getting strung out all the way around. Go back here, 17th place. Ware getting lapped. 17th. Garrett Boyd, Corey Sibley, the 999 machine in 18th right there. Then Hunter. Reeser back here a ways. We already saw Ware Willett a lap down as well, and he is right up here in front of
All right, man. Caution is
Reeser.
out.
Caution.
Is out.
Is Holtmeyer was again. This is Tyler Reed in this. It might have been Tyler Reed or Holtmeyer. Let's go back and see. Reed caught the fence right there. Yep, right there. It was both of them. And this is what brought out your caution. That car got flipped to its lid and then brought back, and then a little bit more contact. I think that car might have some suspension damage. So he'll row the 58 in. They'll take a look at it, see if they can get him back out. Bunch of other cars on pit road. We'll get to the front here. St. Clair, Busby, Freeburg, Norwood, and Parsons, the top 5. Then Nelson, Keller, Johnston, Bruce, and Holtmeyer. I don't think Holtmeyer in there anymore. We will drop back and take a look, but I think he was part of that deal. He might have got some damage, had to go to pit road. Actually, he's going to stay in line right there. He did not take that car in. So, right on halfway. 25 down, 25 to go. St. Clair gonna pick the inside for the restart. Good racing so far. A lot of side
All
by
right, man.
side.
Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going.
Caution extended. That's what it looks like. It looks like Kyler Bruce and Randy Reeser may have taken their cars into the infield. All right, now lights off on the pace truck. St. Clair, Busby, then Freeburg and Norwood. And this is what Norwood needed. He needed this to bunch everybody back up so you didn't have to work so hard trying to pass cars here. Green flag back in the air.
Green, green, green.
25 laps to go in St. Clair. Slider line, got a little feisty with it, took it all the way to the fence, but he did not mash it in there too hard. Busby still second. Freeburg and Parsons 3 and 4. Norwood on the outside trying to get back around Parsons for the 4th spot. He already went around him once for it. 6th car of Nelson took it right up the hill like that car just decided it wasn't going to turn. He gets it back under control, but he's going to give up a couple of spots. We're going to go back up here and watch Parsons side by side with Freeburg, and Freeburg went to the high side. He's got it locked in on the cushion. Big momentum run down the backstretch, but good drive out at 2, and Parsons is going to hang on right there, door to door. stay side by side at the line. Parsons by a nose. Not out of the thickness of the paint that time. Off the cushion, the 171 of Freeburg. Launches down the backstretch. Half a car going into 3. Good battle for third right here. Parsons on the inside. Freeburg on the outside. Freeburg by a car length that time now. Slider line. Trying to close it in a little bit. He clears him cleanly now. Parsons back to fourth. Johnson is fifth in the 22. Norwood is sixth. So since the restart 5 laps ago, Norwood lost 2 spots. The 22 car is starting to come alive late in the going here. Big cut across from Busby as Busby got out of shape and Freeburg went around. Busby cut Parsons off, trying to get a run down the hill and maybe crossover and go back at Freeburg. Not able to get it done. Still St. Clair out in front, almost a full second now. 3 wide and 2. Busby, Parsons, 22 of Johnson on the bottom. Now Busby and Parsons getting together. They're going to open the door and they're going to let Norwood and Johnston both go by. So Norwood back to fourth. Johnston up to the third spot. Then they sort it out. Parsons. Busby's got damage. I think that car is hurt. He is not able to make a turn going in the corner. He lost 3 more spots in 1 and 2. Gave up 6 to Hollander, 7th to Keller. And might give up 8 here to Sieber, and he does right there at the line. So all the way back to 9th for Busby. Whitfull right behind them. That 21 car has 10. It is all St. Clair out in front, 1.2 seconds, 16 laps to go that time. Johnston and Norwood got around into third and fourth, and Norwood got around Johnston earlier. We'll see if he can make something happen with that 4 car and maybe get back by. Here comes Parsons. Parsons flashes into the screen. Norwood into the middle, up to the top. He's getting some drive off. Just not out of 2 very well. See what he does here in 3 and 4. They're both running pretty much the same line. You can't pass the car in front of you. You're running in his tire tracks. I know that as a fact. So we will watch this battle for the final podium spot because St. Clair 1.3 seconds over Freeburg, and it is another 0.7 of a second from Freeburg back to Camden Johnston. That's starting to close just a little bit as Johnson no longer battling with Norwood
right,
here.
man,
Caution
Caution
again.
is out.
Car backwards. Is it Willett? No, it's not Willett. Dusty Ladner. Ladner, I think, is the car that was backwards. So the 5 car. Oh, he got in the cushion, got the car out of shape. He got a little bit of help. Not much the guys behind him could do. 58 car also in the middle of this. Tyler Reed, that car might be a little more damaged when it looked as it drove away. So we're down to 12 to go when we get the restart. St. Clair, Freeburg, Johnston, Norwood, Parsons, Siebert, Busby, Hollander, Whitfield, and Hunter. The top 10 right now. Getting down to it. Line them up side by side with 12 to go. St. Clair and Freeburg on the front row. Pace truck headed in. Green flag coming out. St. Clair got a great run. Here comes Johnston. And Johnson going to roar by on the bottom on the restart. Takes second away, at least for the time being. Now side by side between Freeburg and Norwood. And Freeburg gets the advantage down the backstretch. So Johnson was reeling Freeburg in before the caution. Now jumps around him on the restart. Moves himself up to second. Freeburg is third, side by side behind that. Norwood on the outside. Parsons was on the inside. Here comes Sieber. Going to make it 3 wide down the backstretch. Now they get 2 wide again. Sieber right up against the fence. Momentum not enough to clear Parsons that time. Right up underneath the back of the 4 car of Norwood. Freeburg got a shape out of 2. Opens up the gap between he and Johnston. Closes the gap with the side-by-side cars of Parsons and Norwood. Going to hang on for now. And Norwood goes around Parsons and Ford now. He can try to attack the 171 and get onto the podium. Going to be 8 to go this time. St. Clair still out in front and starting to get away 3/4 of a second. There was a mistake from Freeburg. And Norwood flies to right by, so does Parsons. Now a battle. Busby and Freeburg side by side for 5th. 2 wide, 2 deep there, the 8 car. That was Hunter that took a peek on the inside, checked it up pretty hard. Sieber around the top side. He's going to try to take a spot away from the 7 of Busby. Does so. So Freeburg to 5th, Sieber to 6th. Now they're reeling in the 0 of Parsons. Freeburg had it. Parsons trying to work back by. Still St. Clair. Johnson, Norwood, the top 3. 6 laps to go. Freeburg using that slider line both ends. Not really doing much for him down in 1 and 2. Does a little something for him here in 3 and 4. Goes to the top. Car goes up on the berm. Run down the back. Got the nose to the outside. Maybe he can do something here. Lets Parsons go across the nose. Cuts underneath. Does he have drive out of the corner? No. Parsons hangs on. 9/10 of a second out in front. Travis St. Clair. Camden Johnston still second. He enjoys a half second on Justin Norwood. 3 to go this time by. Running out of time. Parsons is 4th. Freeburg is 5th. Sieber is 6th. Norwood, get up here. Not with mistakes like that. Make a challenge against Johnston. That is not going to work to his advantage. 1 1/4 seconds that time with 2 to go. St. Clair making it look simple. Got out front. I saw Freeburg's car lift the left front. He got the berm, tried to do the slider, didn't get it. They're still 4th and 5th battling hard, and Austin Hunter's in the mix now. White flag this time for St. Clair. 1.4 seconds. That time slider, big run for Norwood. Can Norwood do anything? He didn't get there, and he did move to the inside. And I think that might have sealed it. It looks like St. Clair will win the opener. Johnston 2nd, Norwood 3rd, Hunter. Parsons got around Freeburg, and he grabs 4th, and Freeburg was 5th. So we'll get the top 3 to bring them around on the front stretch and park them for us. Winner took it in. Johnson waiting on Mr. Norwood to get where he's going to be. Let's just take him right there. All right, wait for these guys to make their way into our waiting room. Try to get a word in with Norwood, Johnston, and St. Clair here. Just waiting on the boys to show up down there. Hopefully they are all in the Discord so we can talk to them. There's your winner dropping in. We'll give the other two guys a couple of seconds to get the move made here. Back on the 31st. Here on the Dirt Racing Network, Hales Corner Speedway Sim Racing guys will be back. They kick back off on the 31st. I think they said they had 24-week season, so we are going to go for a long time with them. Don't forget our Monday night shows. Dirt Slingers Racing League Monday Night Thunder, 9 o'clock Eastern. And Tuesday's PRO. They alternate back and forth between the big blocks and the 360 sprint cars week to week. Wednesday night's Dirt Slingers Wednesday Warrior Series, the big block modifieds. They just passed the halfway in their season and back here on Thursdays. And I know that Dominic is picking up a NASCAR series that's going to start sometime next month. And we'll have the Warhorse guys here. All right, everybody in the chat, let's get Mr. Norwood. Let's get his level, make sure that we're good with his level, and get him into the chat. Justin Norwood, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, we watched that 4-car go forward, and then we watched it slip back, and then we watched it go forward again towards the end, man. Tell me what was going on out in the feature and how you ended up on the podium tonight.
Just a little bit of patience, man. Kind of really didn't get the greatest starting spot, but pretty much a clean race, man. Everybody done a pretty good job. A couple little incidents there, but just patience and had a fast car. Been fun to be a 100-lap race, probably.
Well, you know, you get the big fender cars out there at high levels like this. You're going to get a little beating, a little banging, a little bumping and rubbing. And your car comes home pretty clean for the most part. I think we saw you put the right rear up against the fence once or twice. But how tough was it to find grip and make that 4-car come forward?
Well, you really had to quite a few different line changes. You know, running the top here, I'm not very good at. It's hard for me to run the top. About anywhere, but here I hate it. And but the slider line, letting it get up there and grab the cushion was pretty good. The bottom was good at times, but for the most part, just making sure you got the right rear and the cushion to center off to get that drive.
Well, a fantastic run. You start the season off with a podium run here, man. Who's on the car helping you out before we let you celebrate?
Yeah, appreciate it, man. 3D Racing, everybody at 3D Racing. Everybody that puts in a lot of work, all my guys, they got a good group, and got One Shot Scrap and Recycling. I'll probably forget half of everybody, but I got Justin Norwood Sim Sports on there, my YouTube channel. Siebers Racing Media and Sieber Sim Sports, and there's a lot more that I'll miss, but pretty much everybody that deals with 3D racing, man.
Well, if you keep it on the podium, we get a chance to mention everybody throughout the season, buddy.
That's right. I appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Look forward to seeing you next week.
All right, have a good one.
Justin Norwood, your third place finisher. Let's grab our second place finisher here, and we'll bring. We will bring. It won't let me grab him. Why in the hell not? All right, we'll get Camden Johnson here. We'll switch cars. We'll see if Camden can hear us. Can you hear us, Camden?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, good run, man. I told Justin we watched the 4-car go backwards and then come forwards, and I watched the same thing out of that 22 car. You kind of slid back early, and then late in the going, it looked like you found something, and you run that thing all the way up there to second. Great restart on the final restart. Tell us what was going on and what caused you to go backwards and how you figured out to come forwards.
During the heat race, I just kind of missed the setup a little bit. Didn't really have what I needed to get the win, but I'm glad I got the transfer spot. Started 20th in the feature. Knew I was going to have to be pretty patient there towards the beginning. I think with once we completed 25 laps, after that caution, my car got really good. So I was just trying to race everybody as clean as I could and catch up the leaders, kind of mimic what the top guys were doing, and it seemed to work out there.
Well, the late race caution gets you down there. You start on the inside of row 2, and you made quick work of the guy on the outside of the front row, but just a little too much 13 car tonight, yes?
Yeah, Travis is super fast. He always has been. It's always good to race with him and learn from what he's doing.
Well, fantastic run. Start the season off with a great position in the points, and with 7 races to go, maybe take a chance and move up and maybe take that top spot away here in a couple weeks. Who's on the car helping you out before we let you go celebrate a great run tonight?
I want to thank Deuce Wild Racing. Check him out on YouTube. Also want to thank Max Stroop Sim Sports, Brandon Freeberg, and Travis St. Clair for helping me out and giving me the car to be on the podium tonight.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're a second-place finisher, Camden Johnson. And now, let's see if we can get a little bit better angle and a look at that. Well, that ain't going to do it. I don't think we're going to get a really good look at that 13 car down in there. I just don't think it's going to happen. We're going to try it, though. Let's get Travis's level fixed up, and we will drag him up here. There he is, Travis St. Clair. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing all right, but you got to be doing fantastic, man. You took the 13 car, and once you grabbed the lead, there was no challengers for you. How was the 13 so fast tonight?
Man, I tell you, I had last season. I had a lot of second place finishes, led a lot of laps, but couldn't bring him a win last season. So, man, it feels really good to come out of here on the opening race and get a win in there, man. I just I'd practiced and then put the time in to be ready for the race, work on the setup, and felt pretty good going into it. But, you know, there's some fast guys in here. This is not easy to win a race here, I don't think. There's a lot of really good guys in this league.
Well, it looked like you were able to take it just about anywhere, and that kind of shows that the track, while changing, you were able to stay ahead of it. How did you know where to be each and every lap?
Yeah, man, it changed a lot, and there was a few lines. You could really run 2 or 3 lines and run pretty much the same lap time. I just kept a couple times the car kept getting real tight going across the center, so I had to adjust what I was doing. So that kind of dictated what I was able to do, just because I'd get so tight. At that one restart, man, I about drove it straight into the wall. Had to get a bunch of brake to keep it off the wall there. About junked it on the restart there, but so that dictated what I was able to do out there, really.
Well, still an awesome way to start the season. Puts you on top in the points, and that means there's a target on your back. You'll be able to hold these guys off the rest of the year.
Man, I don't know. I hope so. I'm just going to go out here and have a good time. We had a lot of fun racing this last season, so I'm looking forward to it again. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to have a good time.
All right, man. I'm sure you got a laundry list of people you'd like to thank for a great car tonight and picking up a win, so we'll let you do that before we let you go.
Yeah, I want to thank all the guys over there at Max Stroop Sim Sports, especially Brandon Freeberg, man. Me and him has been buddies for a long time, started his team together, and things are going really good for us. But a big thanks to him. He's a lot of help to me. He really keeps me grounded, keeps my head right for these races. So huge thanks to him. ML Performance, Matt Logan, he does a lot for all of us over there. 309 Designs for the awesome wrap. Of course, you for broadcast. I really like going back watching these later on. And everybody for running the league. Glad everybody came out, and hopefully everybody had a good time.
Well, it was fun watching you take that car to the front. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're a winner tonight, Travis St. Clair. Let's look at our results. St. Clair wins at Johnston with second, Norwood in third, then Hunter Parsons in fourth, Brandon Freeberg. Great run for him to start the season. He comes home fifth. Austin Hunter comes home in the sixth spot, seventh to Travis Fitz. Cody Sieber, good recovery after an early incident for the 357 machine. He brings it home in eighth. Justin Ledner, ninth. Desmond Busby was 10th. Landon Whitful comes home in the 11th spot. 12th went to Paul Hollander. 13th to Garrett Boyd. Started 22nd. picked up 9 spots. Not the hard charger tonight, but still a good run for the 21 machine. Eric Keller in 14th. Devin Nelson was 15th. 16th to Corey Sibley. Brandon Holtmeyer was 17th. Buddy Ware 18th. 19th to Kyler Bruce. Randy Reeser was 20th. 21st, Colton Willett. And Tyler Reed was 22nd. So, first night, week 1 in the books. These guys every Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern right here. Tune in next week. See what round number 2 brings. See if that 13 can repeat. Always a pleasure. Thank you guys for tuning in. We know you can watch this stuff anywhere you choose to watch it here. For Dominic Santina and myself, the Dirt Racing Network, till we see you.